Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I've got a wonderful comedian named Dalton Packan. Dalton, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Well, I feel like a woodpecker in a lumber yard.
You can't beat that.
I'm a little giddy. I'm a little giddy to have you on the show, Dalton.
Well, I'm excited to be here, man.
I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Let's start first. You're in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. I'm in Oklahoma. I go to Texas. We got back from Tennessee a couple weeks ago. Or,
Okay. Were you born and raised in Oklahoma?
yes, sir. I was born in Enid, Oklahoma, and I live about 15 minutes from the hospital that I was born in.
Okay. I was
So
actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
nice. For how long?
Well, my brother went to Spartan School of Aeronautics. I don't even know if it's still around,
Yep, it
but he
is.
was
It's
out
still
there to
around.
learn to be a pilot. And I remember Tulsa because it was so flat. And the other thing I remember is Oral Roberts University.
Yep.
That's a guy
They're
named
both
for the
still.
wrong. That's a guy named for the wrong end. Oh, now, be nice, uh, Dalton. So now you go back. You said you just came from Texas.
Yes, sir. Yep. I came back from Texas a couple months ago. We just got back from Tennessee recently.
Okay.
Um, Last
Was
week there
that
was a comedy festival that I was on in early Texas called the Wild West Comedy Fest, but my truck broke down. I couldn't make it.
okay? Yeah, I saw that post on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, but was the same thing in Tennessee and Texas? You went on comedy to do
Yes,
comedy
sir.
shows?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And now, since you touched on it, I know you're on Facebook. I saw you have an Instagram page. Do you do TikTok?
Yes, sir. I do TikTok. It's
Okay.
I
Yeah.
post some stand-up clips, but it's mainly just me just rambling. That's how I kind of
Okay.
get my bits.
Okay. And I saw, again, I try and do my due diligence. You have a YouTube channel called the
Yes,
Midnight Diarrhea Podcast.
yes, sir.
It has 22 subscribers, 10 videos, 10,271 views, which is a lot of views. That's great.
Yes, sir. One of my clips blew up, and after that, nothing else happened.
Do you want to tell the people about the clip that blew up?
I was a joke about trains. It's a bit that I have about going on my way to work and
Oh,
getting
yeah, I
stopped
did
by a
watch that.
train. Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Do it for the people. Do it for the people. It's
Yeah.
great.
All right. Yeah. A few weeks ago, I was on my way to work and I got stopped by a train. So I called my boss. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to be late about 20 minutes to work." And he said, "Man, that's unacceptable to write you up." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever, man." Well, last Thursday, I get to work and I find my boss and he's crying in his office. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on with you? Why are you crying?" He says, "I found a video of my wife on the internet getting banged by five other men, and he wants a divorce." I'm like, "Man, that's really sad, but trains are not an excuse to get out of contractual obligations. I fucked my own bit up."
That's all right. That's all right. You got the idea.
Yeah.
Train.
Yes, sir.
Blackfoot song.
Yes, sir.
Uh, well, and I kind of see a pattern here because on your Facebook page, and this is hard for me to do it, the human anus is hot enough to hard boil an egg.
Yes, sir. Yep, it is.
Have
It's a
have
fact.
you have you now Dalton, have you done research on that? Have you actually
I'm more of a scientist. I've tell other people about it, and they go do it, and they report back.
they've reported back to you? You
Yep,
know,
lots of broken eggs.
I've done so many stories. I've done 105 live shows, and it seems like every other week I was talking about somebody putting something up their butt.
Hmm.
And my friend says all the time, nobody accidentally puts something in their butt. You didn't
No,
just
no, they don't.
fall on that vibrator. You didn't just fall on that candlestick.
Nope, you don't.
But but, but I gotta admit, I've never heard eggs somebody trying. God.
It's a good way to get out of a jam if you need to cook an egg.
Dalton, Dalton, I I can't even think about it, Dalton. You wouldn't eat it. That ain't taste like
It's in the
shit.
show.
That ain't taste like shit. Well, we
They
bounced
do.
around a little bit. Let's go back. When did you start doing comedy?
I started about 5 years ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and
Okay.
it was going good then. I took a break, had a family. Now I've been back at it for about 8 months, going pretty hard, chasing that dream, trying to make something happen.
Well, congratulations on. I think you got married and they have a family now.
Yes, sir. I got two curtain climbers. They're great.
Curtain climbers, curtain climbers. Just call them broken condoms.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Well, we didn't use them. That's how we wound up with them.
yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. So you were doing it, you did it there in Tulsa, 5 years ago, and then took a break, and now you're back 8 months solid.
Yes,
And
sir.
tell me about, and if you have to go back 5 years, tell me about your first gig.
My first gig, like a showcase or an open mic.
Just your very, in other words, the reason I ask is I ask a lot of people this, and I usually hear, man, I was so nervous I peed my pants, or I threw up, or your very first time going up on stage.
My very first time on going on stage was after a comedy show at the Looney Bin in Tulsa. The comic's name was Andy Woodhall. And
Okay.
afterwards, they had a contest. Whoever had the best street joke gets tickets for the next show. And I
Okay.
went up there and told the joke. I don't even remember what it was. I mean, I was nervous, but like it was just
Okay.
I was hoping to get something. And I
Okay.
got laughs. I didn't win the tickets, but I kind of fell in love with it after that.
All right. Boy, I wish you knew the joke. I wish you could remember the joke.
Yeah. It was really dark. Um, I don't even know it. I can't think of it. It was
That's all right. I love dark jokes. If you want to do a couple dark jokes, I'm okay with that.
all right. It wasn't even my joke. I don't remember it. I'm sorry. I
That's
don't.
all right. Do you have some
Um,
other dark jokes? Because I love dark humor.
do you?
Yeah, I do.
Most of my stuff, most of my jokes that I do is stories.
Okay.
Uh, I lost my dad when I was 10 years old to brain cancer, and I still haven't found him. That's one of the stupid ones that I have. Um, I'm really not a dark comic. I'm more of a raunchy, dirty stories about being a dad. That's,
Well, go ahead and lay into one of those for me. Do your
um,
favorite.
my favorite joke.
Or just
They say
hey, it's your comedy minute, buddy. Do whatever you want.
for women to pee after sex to prevent STIs and urinary tract infections. I pee after sex because I'm afraid that the semen in the tip of my penis is going to harden up like a tip of a can of easy cheese.
Great stuff. You go
Yeah,
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
love that joke.
I like it
Um,
too.
my hot water heater is fucked up, and I have a bidet, but my hot water heater it's messed up, so you have to turn the heat setting all the way up. If you don't, the pilot light goes out. And I got a
Right.
bidet, and I also have a 4-year-old son, and my 4-year-old son likes to fuck with knobs, and he turned the heater setting on my bidet all the way up to the top. So after I get done going to the bathroom, I turn it on, and I get third-degree burns on my asshole. I go to the ER, and I don't tell him what actually happened. I told him that I was trying to get a curling iron shoved up my butt because that was it was less embarrassing than what actually happened.
The bidet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know whether to believe you or not.
No, that's a true story.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah, that one is a true story, man. That was awful. That was the worst injury I've had.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that sucked.
Jesus, good, good, mooga.
I wish it was not true, but it's true.
That's like it's funny because I started with that about people saying they put stuff up their butt and then they
Uh-huh.
go to the doctor and I don't know how it got up there.
Yeah, fell
Yeah, I don't
on
know how. My girlfriend was playing with candles. I don't know.
it. Did you blow it up? Where'd you try putting it in?
Yeah, what? Oh
Smells
God.
like burnt hair in here.
Yeah. Well, so let's move on. So now you've been back doing comedy for 8 months.
Yes, sir.
And how was that like the first time coming back? How was that?
The first time coming back, I did a 5 minute set at an open mic. I did really well. There were
Okay.
actually people there. Um, and after that, I got the bug back, and I just kept after it.
Okay.
And
Good.
I,
Good.
I take any opportunity that I'm given. Like
Right. Well, I certainly thank you for being here. And it's one of
I
those
I,
things
I
that if you have a good time, I'll check back in with you in a few months because I
all right,
like doing that. Um,
cool.
I wanted to also uh see, do you feel like now, because I ask this question a lot of comedians, okay, first time back, you did 5 minutes set, it went real well. Do you feel like it keeps getting better? In other words, like the last show you did was your best, or how do you feel about that?
It kind of depends on where I'm at. Um,
Okay.
I definitely am getting better. I'm getting better with my timing. I'm getting better with writing. But
Right.
like, if I like doing bar shows. Bar shows I like.
Yeah.
Doing clubs is cool. I like those too. But like, I did a show with a magician a few months back, and it was great. But something about magicians, hypnotists, and the dark arts, it doesn't mix well with comedy for me. Um, Afterwards, it just becomes a shit show for some reason. But my
Okay.
comedy is getting really polished, and I'm happy with it. Um,
Okay.
the the My favorite thing is what I'm learning to do now is let the audience breathe, because it's usually one liner after one liner after one liner,
Right.
and they're rolling pretty hard, and then after a solid bit like that easy cheese joke, I pause for like 6 seconds, and
Right.
I don't know why, but you get so many more laughs. And
Yeah.
I'm starting to learn like how to do it better. I think I'm getting better.
Well, Dalton, 4.5 years in, and I'm like a blind guy at an orgy. I'm
Yeah,
still, I'm still trying to find my way around. But I
yeah.
think you touched on something that's important. Timing is so, I think that has so much to do with being a good comedian.
It does. And knowing like if you're able to read the audience, like if you can have 3 or 4 different sets planned, if they're not liking something, try one more thing from that set, and then if they don't like it, switch to a completely different new thing.
Okay.
That's
And do you have a lot of material now? In other words, I talk to, I talk, gosh, I don't know how many of these I've done, and I'm doing more and more every day. And I just did one with a guy who says he had a 20-minute set coming up, and he doesn't have anything prepared yet. He's, still
oh
done
man,
written one joke.
that's rough. I think the longest I've done is 35, and
Oh, wow.
um, I got 20 solid, but I can stretch it and do some crowd work in between, and
Okay,
it usually
right.
works out fine.
But so you got 20 minutes solid and just back 8 months. Is this all new material? Or is it stuff that you had from 5 years
Yeah,
ago?
it's all new. It's all new stuff. Back then, I wasn't really writing. I was just kind of doing crowd work before crowd work was really big. And
Okay.
like
And are
like one of
you
my favorite comics is Big J, and he does a lot of crowd work. And I kind of like that's what he's doing. I can do that. And that's
Big
what I did.
J?
Yeah, Big J
Big J?
Okerson.
What is it? What's his name?
Big J Okerson.
Okay.
He's got some stuff on Netflix.
We'll mention it. We'll mention his name. I want to make sure that I cover, everything in regards to the comedy because I want to move on to the Midnight Diarrhea podcast.
Okay. Um, you want me to plug some dates
No,
upcoming?
no,
I
no,
got
no, no. I mean, I didn't mean to jump around. It's just I love that name.
Yeah, it's I love the name too, but you wouldn't believe how hard it is to market.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of did. No, if you want to, let's not go over to the podcast yet. Let's spend,
Uh,
as much time as you want on the comedy. Again, this is your
okay,
comedy minute, so I want it to be whatever you want.
okay.
Do you have another story you want to share with the folks? You have another, favorite clip you're
Yeah,
doing or bit you're doing now?
I have a good story that happened when I was in Tennessee with Matt Farrell. We went out there. We went to Nashville, did an open mic there, but then we went to Pulaski, Tennessee,
Okay,
and then we went to Knoxville, Tennessee.
okay,
At the show in Knoxville, they had pierogies, and the food was
okay,
free. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get some food, and I ate them, about 10 minutes later, my stomach starts rumbling and I shit my pants before going on stage. So I go to the bathroom, I get my pocket knife out, and I cut the ass end out of my underwear. Because when I'm out of state, I'm always strapped. I'm always have a gun on me. Sorry, ladies, it's not my dick, it's a gun. It's
Okay.
showing a print. But I go up and I do about 8 minutes, and I have to pull the parachute because I shit my pants on stage. I run to the bathroom, get all cleaned up, and I'm wanting to go back to the hotel. And me and Matt rode together, so but we're out of the club, bullshitting with the other comics and just networking. But I'm ready to go take a shower and hose off because I got peanut butter butt going on.
Oh man.
You
You
ever
know,
shit your pants on stage? Don't recommend it.
no. It's not 1-800 bad idea. I do. It's funny because if you don't know, I worked in the music business for most of my life before I started Your Comedy Minute. And Joe Cocker, I don't know if you ever heard of Joe Cocker. He was up on stage, Meriwether Post Pavilion. And the reason I know this story is because the promotion guy said that Joe Cocker said he wasn't going to go up on stage unless they got him some Coke. And I guess the Coke was cut with like a baby laxative. And
Mm.
Joe Cocker shit his pants up on stage, but he was so out of it that he didn't even know. And he's walking around the stage and there's white pants shit. Joe Cocker, God rest his soul. Shit. And he was so fucked up, he didn't even know. Oh, so beautiful. So
That's
thank
a
God.
bite.
You're not the first guy to tell me this, by the way. I had a kid,
No.
I shouldn't call him a kid, young man came on, and he told a story where he had a date, high school, and the girl showed up at McDonald's, and right before she got there, he shit himself. And he said he didn't even try and
Sucks.
fluff it off. As soon as she come up, he said, "Look, I got to be honest with you. I just shit my pants."
It
And of
happens,
course,
man. Like,
my question was, Dalton, how did you two get together? He said she never saw him again after that.
uh, it's understandable.
Yeah. So, besides shitting your pants there in Tennessee, it was a good trip.
Yeah, it was definitely a good trip. At the show in Pulaski, it was a real rough crowd, and it was hard to manage, but it was fun. Like it seemed like a biker bar. It was more rowdy. It was a really good time though. It was hard. It
Yeah.
was a challenge. You had to fight for the attention.
Well, that's what I was going to, because depending on where you're at, I just did one yesterday where the young lady said she's in New York, and she said when she's in the Bronx, she does, but because they're mostly tourists, so she doesn't do New York jokes, and she adjusts her set for
Mhm.
where she's at.
Yep.
Did
It's
you do the
that's
same
what.
thing there at the biker place? You went with your tougher material?
Yeah, I definitely went more dirty than I usually do
Yeah.
because it
Yeah,
seems I
I
feel
don't
like
think you
holy
did
shit. That the
you didn't do the bidet joke there at the biker place.
no, no, I did it. I did it
Did
there.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, let's again, if you want to do another bit or two, but I do want to move on because I want to know what the inspiration was for the Midnight Diarrhea podcast.
Yeah, let's move on and get into it. The inspiration for the name of that podcast was me and my wife were trying to figure out a name for a podcast,
Okay.
and I think I don't know if it was her or me, but one of us had the shits, and someone said we got midnight diarrhea, and she was like that's the name for the podcast. So we
Okay.
called it that. Like it has a shock factor to it. I mean, you're like, what the fuck's that? What is that about? What's that going to be
Right.
about? But
Well, you
mainly it's
can
just me
tell
talking to my friends.
you can tell that it's been on my mind since I read it.
Yeah, yeah, it stays with you.
Yeah.
It
And
does.
that's and I have to say, I didn't have as much time as I like. I never have enough time to prepare for these.
Yeah, me either.
But I saw, so that's your wife, and I saw there was another girl there with the cutest little dog
Yeah,
in
it's
one
my
of the
sister.
episodes.
Yeah, and that's our dog Bobo, and he's.
Oh my God.
You want him?
No, it looked like a beagle. I mean, I had two
Yeah,
beagles. and I
Yeah, he's
just
a beagle. He's a purebred, and that's the first
yeah,
dog that I ever bought. They're usually either given to me or they get got from the pound. We went to a breeder and got him, and that dog has had so many ailments. He's cost us so much money.
yeah.
The first week
I
we had
love
him, he
him.
got parvo. I love
I
him too.
love
He's
him.
great.
Yeah, I had two purebred beagles, and it's weird because I didn't know there were two different sizes. There's a 13 and a 15-inch beagle
I
because
think got
Snoop
the
was real
13.
small and Hope Hope was bigger. And I thought, but yeah, I love dogs. But I didn't mean to get sidetracked there.
Are you good?
So tell the people about the podcast, what you guys, because I didn't get a lot of chance to.
Um, well, I only got like 2 or 3 episodes out right now, but it's
Right.
mainly it's relatively new. I think I started in November or December.
Okay.
It's I live in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, so it's kind of hard to get guests out here. If I have to go do stand up, I have to drive about an hour to 2 hours to go
Right.
get on some mics or shows. So it's hard to get other comics out here. And I got all this shit put together, and I like doing them live. But some of them that I have recorded, either the audio's messed up or the video's messed up, and it just doesn't work out. So I think the last one that I had, it was with my good friend from high school. His name was Larry Munoz. Um, we had a good talk. We got 2 episodes out of that, out of a 3 hour long conversation, just talking about life and just like when I that was the easiest podcast that I've done so far because it just flew by, and like the conversation had a lot of fluidity. It was quick
Yeah.
and easy.
Well, that's what I shoot for. And so far, I mean, I'm praying you feel the same way. This
Yeah,
one's
I think
rolling
it's going
along
great.
pretty good. This
Yeah,
one's rolling along pretty good. I never know because for everyone just watching this, I've never met Dalton. We're just now
yeah,
meeting. We met 2 minutes ago, or when
yeah.
this thing started. And I like
It's
doing
it's
them that way because you don't know what I'm going to say. I have no idea what you're going to say. And the
mhm.
spontaneity of that is what I love.
Yeah, that's how to do them. Like, but at the same time, I like having people that I know because
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
in person, Like you're able to just hang out, drink some beers, smoke some meat, and then go do
Smoke
a
some
podcast.
meat. Smoke
Yes,
some
sir.
meat.
Yes, sir. I'm a big barbecue guy. That is my other
Oh,
passion
okay. I
outside of
thought we were
comedy.
smoking. I thought we were smoking some weed.
No, no,
I'm
no,
into
I don't
that.
do that anymore.
But hey, I'll smoke some meat too. I'll eat some good brisket or ham, whatever your sausage, whatever you're cooking
Yeah,
up.
it's usually pork
Yeah,
belly
well,
that nipples on too.
yeah, the Midnight Diarrhea podcast. It's on YouTube, and you're gonna do more of them, I guess, in the future.
Yes, sir.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess my question is that what you'd like to do? Is have more guests on, or
Yes,
because
definitely.
what when I started doing my lives, um, I'll never forget my first live YouTube live where I like hit start and I just sat there and I was waiting for something to happen. I was like, okay.
It's a challenge. Yeah.
And my buddy came up in the chat. He's like, "Go ahead, bud, you got it." I was like, "Okay, I guess now I start talking."
Yeah.
But it's it's funny to me that 105 of them later, that now they flow pretty good. I do a like I have for you a set list of things that I'll do a story about somebody shoving something up their ass, and then I'll do a couple jokes, and then I'll do another story about somebody shooting somebody at a Sonic drive-through because they didn't get their curly fries, and I just do topicality and then jokes and topicality and jokes until I'm too drunk to continue, and I say goodnight, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Is that what you do on your lives too? You
Hang on. It's nice, but I haven't had a drop of alcohol yet, you prick. The fuck are you talking about? It'd be different if it was afternoon. It's just Christ, it's only
Hey,
12. You're trying to
my
say I'm
rule
drunk.
is if there's 4 digits on the clock, it's time to start drinking. 10 a.m. It's okay. There's 4 on there.
I gotta tell you,
My watch is in military time.
Dalton, my liver's starting to twitch now, you prick. Now you're starting to get me riled up.
You're welcome.
Jesus Christ. We're trying to have some fun here, and you got to bring up my
I'm
fucking
having a
little
good time.
drinking problem.
Hey, Hey, I
I
have one
started,
too. It's
listen,
okay.
Dalton, I'm smoking the crack light now. I started smoking crack light, the diet crack.
Yeah. Is it better? Is it
It's got an
healthier?
aftertaste. I don't like it. It doesn't get me as high as the regular crack.
Yeah. That's the bad part about it.
Now
Oh
look what
fuck.
you've done. We've run
I
this son
know.
of a bitch. We ran this son of a bitch right off the rails now.
It's okay.
The viewers are just this guy's just crazy. Yeah,
Hey.
Scott's nuts. Grab him. Stop it. Stop it.
Fuck.
Oh, come on, man. Take over,
No,
will
I'm just
you?
kidding. Uh like you said, in order to do comedy, you kind of got to be fucked up a little bit. You do.
Oh yeah.
You have to have something happen in your life to really pursue that. And my life's been pretty fucked up for a long time. I've never had like a drug problem or anything like that, but just lots and lots of death. I got to meet all of my great grandparents, and I got to bury all of them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Yeah. No,
there's,
I think you bring something, and I'll be serious. I'm sorry. I'm guilty
oh,
of
dude,
one thing. I always go for the joke, always, and
me
I'm
too.
guilty of
You
that.
have to.
And what you said is true though. Um, you have to be a little fucked up. Well, you don't have to be. I guess there's comedians that just do it that aren't fucked up. But
Mm.
for me, this has cost me 4.5 years later. Most of my friends, my family, very few people talk to me anymore. They think I'm just vile. They think, I can't believe the shit you say. My brother
I haven't
said,
had that problem really. Like, I haven't really had run into that very much. I mean, there's some people that don't fuck with me, but fuck them.
yeah, no, it's kind of the way I feel. I mean, to me, it was like a badge of honor. My brother said he watched one of my lives and he threw something at the TV. All I did was a joke about grandma's vagina. I don't know what set him off, but no, no. I see. I'll do anything. I'll say, and I do it more for. My brother said to me, "You're like the Howard Stern of fucking comedy." That I'll say anything just to shock you.
Yeah,
You know,
I
because
do the same thing. Like,
that's my style.
yeah, that's what makes me
I've had
happy.
people.
It's what works.
Well, I've had people say that. Like they'll watch something. They'll go, "What did he?" That they turn their head and go, "What the fuck
Yeah,
did he just say?"
yeah, it
And
happens a
that's
lot.
that. Those are my kind of jokes.
Mhm.
You know.
Likewise.
Yeah, I just love, and I love plot twists where they expect you to go down this way and you go the other way on them.
Hmm.
I like real
That's
stupid, like, and it's funny to me because you're doing TikTok and Instagram and all these different things. How one joke will pop on Instagram or something, but it doesn't do shit on YouTube or vice versa.
hmm
You
I don't know
know?
what it is, but the little Chinese man inside my phone needs to get to work because I don't know because TikTok I got I think like 4,000 followers on one of them, and the
Yeah,
Midnight Diarrhea podcast I got like 300, but I post the same shit, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really weird. Like I had one this week on YouTube went to almost 10,000 views. It's a short, and trust me, I'm almost embarrassed to even say it. What's a policeman's favorite type of sweater? A
I don't know.
pullover. A pullover. It's so stupid,
So dumb. I
and
love
yet
it though.
it goes to 10,000, and then material, like, but I got sidetracked. Like I love little, I love jokes where it's like, why did a little boy drop his ice cream cone? Because he got run
He
over
had
by
no
a
arms.
truck. Because he got
Oh,
run
fair
over by
enough.
a truck, you know? And even though I love it, it doesn't, 100 views or something.
Yeah,
It's weird to me. I'm almost embarrassed to do the pullover sweater, the sweater joke, but
makes you happy. That's all that matters.
well, I'll tell you what, that's one thing I'll say that after 4.5 years of doing is, and I'm happy now to be doing these interviews and things this way because I don't feel the pressure.
Hmm.
In other words, if this sucks and people don't watch it, I can blame you.
That's fine. I'll blame you too.
Yeah, exactly. He was the shittiest fucking host. That guy, he's it's fucking terrible, terrible. No, I, you know what? I think that's something that again, the longer you do it, especially on the internet, not because there's two different parts to that. There's the live stand-up shows that you're doing, and then there's the TikTok video, podcast, that kind of stuff. It's two totally different things in my
Two
world.
different beasts, but you need them for each other. Like,
Oh yeah,
kind of like how the same route for comedy is very similar to the same route as musicians. Like you start
yeah,
out doing a mic, then you start doing bar shows, then you get clubs, and then bigger venues and bigger venues.
right.
It really seems like the same path, and I love talking to musicians too. But doing open mics with music, it's kind of like it's hard because you got to follow a musician, or a musician follows you. Some people are there to see music. Other people there. Fuck me, words are hard. Other people are there to see comedy, and
Yeah.
I like how why did you get into comedy? What was your reasoning?
I got fired from my job for telling jokes.
Fair enough. Those are fun HR meetings.
You got good material when HR calls you in.
You do. I think I saw something that said once at work I told a joke so funny that HR wanted me to tell it to them.
Yeah, now, in all honesty, I mean, I was class clown in high school. Not that, and I hate talking about myself, because this is about you. I was class clown in high school. Everyone always said how funny I was, but it wasn't until I got fired from my job for telling jokes that it was like, ding, 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 this light bulb went off and said, you know, how many people said you're the funniest guy I've ever met? And, you hear that so many times. One girl says she told me that, 20 years ago. And I told you 20 years ago you should have done comedy. And I'm like, okay. So it's just that light bulb went off, and I'll say this, 4.5 years, it's been
Yeah,
certainly
it's a
low.
ride, definitely.
Yeah, emotional.
Lots of ups.
There's times you think, I had a joke went to 108,000 views on YouTube, and I thought, I'm going to be on the Good Morning America. I'm a fucking star. And that was early on. Then
Yeah.
I just had a joke. I had a joke on Instagram go to almost 300,000. And again, I went to bed thinking, I'm going to be a star. I'm on going to be on Good Morning America. And here I sit on 145th Street with a hot plate. Joking. Oh man. Well, listen, we've had a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
want to make
definitely.
sure we cover everything that you want to tell the people before we get to your comedy minute, okay? So take a
Okay.
few minutes, whatever you want to tell the people, please do.
All right. April 25th, I'm on a festival in Norman, Oklahoma. It's the Norman, Oklahoma Music Festival. And
Okay.
the day after, at Bad Brad's Barbecue in Stillwater, Oklahoma, there's a show. Matt Farrell's the headliner, one hell of a comedian. I'm on it. A guy named Wayne Morris, he's funny as hell. I like the hell out of him. Like another guy named Spencer Mills. I haven't met him yet. I haven't seen his comedy, but he's rolling around with Matt too. I guarantee you he's good. I got some podcasts coming up. I'm filming another one today.
Okay.
Takes a while to edit shit. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
Um, on TikTok at breadcrumbs1911 or at Midnight Diarrhea Podcast. On Instagram, it's at breadcrumbs1995. Facebook is Dalton Packan Comedy or Dalton Ty Packan. And that's all I got to plug right now. YouTube.
Yeah. Dalton, I will include all the links to all of your, your YouTube, Instagram, and before I air this, we're about 2 weeks out. So I'll make sure I cover with you that I get all the links and everything that you want. And we'll try and include all those comedians that you mentioned. And I guess I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. And if you have your comedy minute you can give me, I would love to have it.
Okay. Favorite time, the most funniest thing that's ever happened. It was my great grandfather's funeral. I was a pallbearer. Okay. I was about 14 years old at the time.
Right.
And after the funeral service at the actual funeral home, we go out to the cemetery to put him in his grave. And again, I'm getting ready to shit myself. I don't know if it's IBS or what, but we get to the cemetery and they're starting to unload him out of the back of the hearse. and I gotta take off, and I go to the bathroom, and the bathroom door's locked. So I have to find a tree, and I just unload behind a tree inside of a cemetery. Oh, man. Then I go out and throw my grandpa in a hole, and now he's still there. I think. I don't know. I haven't checked. Yeah. Well, that
And was there leaves? Were there leaves hopefully to clean up a little bit?
I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, and I just fucking cut it off. I always have a pocket knife on me, always, because you never know
Okay.
when you need it.
And you always have a gun when when you travel. Okay.
Stay strapped or get clapped, man. That's what I'm about, man.
Well, cool. I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks so much
All
for
right,
being here, but hang out for a second. We got another minute or two. I
sir.
want to talk to you off the record, okay?
All righty. Thank you for the
Thank you so
opportunity. I
much.
appreciate it.
All right, hang in there.